Parker here. Principle 11 in the Shopping Cart Ethics series challenges our thinking about help, responsibility, and scale via charity and how we can apply it in our lives. I'll be upfront. I'm no fan of the welfare state, aka government charity. There's plenty of evidence that it has done immense harm to our society. But this video isn't about that. It's about rethinking what real charity looks like and who should be doing it. Section 1. The problem with distant charity. The further the charitable aid is from the people it's intended to help, the less effective it is. It becomes a business, and the moment charity is industrialized, it loses accountability. Bureaucracy now replaces responsibility, and metrics replace relationships. In the worst cases, entire industries form around poverty, addiction, and suffering because they only survive if the problem continues. That's not charity, that's a perverse incentive. When help becomes a job, it stops being a calling. Section 2. Charity is the local's job. In a healthy society, the first line of charity isn't the state. It's the church, the family, and the neighbor. These institutions aren't formed to fix a problem. They exist regardless of whether someone needs help, and that matters. Their survival doesn't depend on continued suffering. Because they're embedded in the local fabric, they know what people need, not just what looks good on a spreadsheet. The government can write checks, but a neighbor can knock on your door. That's the difference between solving a problem and subsidizing it. Section 3. The incentives of the state will always be wrong. Government charity treats people as statistics. That's the only way it can function. So instead of asking what's right, it asks what's fair, and then pretends those are the same thing. But fairness isn't charity, it's arithmetic. Arithmetic may balance the budget, but it doesn't rebuild lives. Accountability does. Section 4. A bedrock principle for a high trust world. In a high trust society, charity is like oxygen. It's there when you need it, but it's invisible when you don't. However, in a low trust world, charity becomes a transaction, then a loophole, then a job description. The solution isn't to throw more money at the problem. The solution is to relocalize responsibility. If we want strong communities, we need to act like they matter, and that means making charity our duty again. Section 5. The ideal form of charity. The ideal charity is local. It's close to the problem and embedded in the community it serves. It's volunteer run, which means more of the money goes directly to providing help rather than salaries and overhead. Not only is the charity local, but it should provide services, not cash. Cash is too easy to waste. Services build habits, restore function, and create long-term change. Most importantly, the charity should have no incentive to perpetuate the problem. That's why the church is the best model we have. The church can continue to exist even if it succeeds in curing social ills. I know some of you may be rolling your eyes at a religious solution, but I'm an atheist, and even I've circled back to the conclusion that the church is the best model we have for running charity. It doesn't need suffering to justify its survival. Final principle. The principle here is simple. If we want to remove the federal government's role in charity, we need to start practicing it ourselves at the local level. Support local charities, ensure they're volunteer run, and provide genuine services. Remember, help isn't something you scale, it's something you give one human to another. This is AnvilHammerForge. Let's get to work.